Hey, if you're here again tonight, welcome back. And if you're new, buckle up, Buttercup. I went easy on y'all last episode, but today we're going deeper. So, hold your nose, but don't close your eyes as we dive in. We're going to talk about something a lot of people carry quietly, deeply, and for way longer than they should. But first, you're listening to Midnight Clarity, bite-sized therapy when your brain absolutely refuses to shut up. I'm Amaris, a licensed professional counselor in Texas. Let me start with a question that might hit a little too close. Have you ever noticed that you're always the responsible one, the one who holds it together, the one everyone turns to? Problem solver, the calm one, the emotional support human, the glue. Meanwhile, nobody stops to ask, how are you? Really? And it's not because they don't care. It's because they can't imagine a world where you are not put together. And be honest, can you? And stop, don't even do it. You're lying to both you and me when you say, but I'm fine. That right there is the first ripple of parentification, long before you even knew the word for it. So parentification sounds like a big clinical word, but the reality of it is painfully simple. What happens when a child ends up doing the emotional or practical work of a parent? Comforting, supporting, mediating, fixing, stabilizing, holding things together, instead of being cared for themselves. Sometimes it's emotional. You were the therapist, the peacemaker, the mediator, the one who had to be mature. Sometimes it was practical. You raised siblings, handled adult tasks, or carried responsibilities that were never meant for your little shoulders. And the thing is, most people who were parentified don't realize it. Because they didn't call it parentification, they just called it being good, being mature, helping out, handling it, just doing what needs to be done. Parentification isn't always traumatic. Sometimes it's quiet, subtle, and wrapped in praise like, you're such a big help. You're the only one I can count on. You're so grown for your age. You're not like other kids. You're mature. And praise feels good, especially when you're a child starving for stability. When everyone around you is falling apart or arguing all the time, you felt you had to step up. And getting acknowledged for being the glue that picked up after everyone, that felt good. Finally, some positivity. But that praise also locks you into a role you never actually chose, even if it felt like it was your choice. Which brings us to the metaphor I want you to hold on to tonight, the child who never clocked out. I want you to picture your younger self for a moment. Tiny, tired, trying their absolute best, still figuring out the world, still figuring out themselves. Now, imagine that little version of you being handed a badge that says, in charge. You didn't apply for that job. You didn't get trained for it. You didn't even know the job existed. But somehow, it ended up on your chest anyway. Maybe the house was chaotic. Maybe the adults were stressed, absent, distracted, or overwhelmed. Maybe someone's emotions were too big. Maybe someone needed comforting, grounding, or keeping the peace. And without even realizing it, you stepped up. You filled the gaps. You got handed responsibilities. Keep the peace. Hold the family together. Don't upset anyone. Be the stable one. Handle it. Fix it. Understand it. Absorb it. You became the one who soothed people bigger than you, the one who stayed calm during chaos, the one who made everyone feel okay even when you weren't. And the wildest part, you did it well. So well that the adults forgot you were a child. So well that the people around you came to rely on it, and the role stuck. You grew up. But your inner child never clocked out. They're still on shift. still scanning for danger, still checking everyone else's moods, still making sure everyone's okay before you even think about yourself. Your body grew, your life changed, but that little kid in you, they're still standing there in oversized shoes, trying to run a household they should have never been responsible for in the first place. And that's why you're exhausted. You're not weak, not dramatic, not needy, not too sensitive. Just a child who has been on the same emotional shift for decades and was never told the job ended. A lot of people look back at their childhood and think, it was just mature for my age. I was just naturally responsible. I've always been the strong one. I didn't need help. I handled things fine. I'm just built different. But here's the truth that hits you in your late 20s, early 30s, or at 1 a.m. on a random Sunday. You weren't naturally mature. You were surviving. Being the strong one wasn't a personality trait. It was a position you filled because no one else could or would. You didn't choose to grow up early. You adapted. You compensated. You made yourself small so others could be big. You made yourself steady so others could fall apart. You made yourself reliable so someone, anyone, could feel safe. And because you were so good at it, everyone assumed you were fine. You assumed you were fine. But underneath that fine, there was a child trying to carry the emotional weight of a whole house. Not because your parents were evil, not because someone meant to hurt you, but because someone needed something. And you filled in the gaps before you even understood what those gaps were. And because you survived it, you tricked yourself into believing it didn't affect you. But it did. It shaped everything. How you love, how you break, how you rest or don't, how you ask for help or don't, how you choose partners, how you parent yourself, how you handle conflict, how you handle silence, how you handle being vulnerable, how you handle needing anything at all. You built your entire adult identity around a childhood survival strategy. And that's not failure. That's evidence of how deeply you adapted. But here's the part nobody tells you. Once you're an adult, the strategy keeps running, even when you don't need it anymore. You're sitting here, 3 decades later, still performing a job you were never trained for, still following the rules you never agreed to, still carrying burdens that were never yours. And the exhaustion you feel, the burnout, the guilt, the resentment you don't talk about, the numbness, the hyper-independence, that's not personality either. That's the leftover weight of a role you weren't designed for and were never allowed to put down. And here's the thing about parentification. You don't grow out of it. You grow around it. It leaks into your adult life in ways that don't look like childhood trauma. They look like personality traits. Let's walk through a few and just see which ones hit. 1. You're hyper-independent to a fault. You'd rather chew glass than ask for help, than bother anyone with something you can do yourself. You can't picture someone following through and coming to your aid. You're so used to doing it all yourself that it just feels easier to do it yourself at this point. You hear, "Let me know if you need anything," and your whole body says, "Absolutely not." Because as a kid, needing things wasn't an option. 2. You attract people who need you. You fall into friendships, relationships, even work dynamics where you become the fixer, the emotional support, the therapist, the one keeping everything afloat. And on the surface, it feels natural, comfortable even. But underneath, it's familiar. And familiarity masquerades as love. 3. You feel guilty resting. Like, actually guilty. Your body gets tense. Your brain starts scanning for problems. You sit down and suddenly you're thinking, something must need my attention. Someone needs something. I should be doing more. Because, kid, you learned if I stop, something bad might happen. 4. You feel guilty when you don't meet your own expectations. You've been the mature, perfect, responsible, reliable one for so long that you expect that from yourself just as much as everyone else does. So when you don't do something perfectly, you feel like you've let the entire world down, and you internalize that failure. You feel guilty for not being everything all the time. 5. You struggle to receive compliments, help, love, care, you name it. Someone tries to take care of you, and it feels wrong, uncomfortable, almost embarrassing, because your brain still believes the rule. You're the caretaker, not the cared for. 6. You feel older than you are, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You've felt grown since you were 10. People have called you mature your whole life. Even your friends of similar age treat you as older, more mature, and with more respect. But inside, there's a version of you who never actually got to be young. 7. You feel responsible for other people's emotions. If someone is upset, you feel like you somehow caused it, or it's your job to fix it. You're constantly monitoring the room. Who's okay? Who's off? Who needs something? What mood do I need to shift into? It's exhausting, but it's muscle memory at this point. 8. You don't actually know what you need. You know what everyone else needs. You can read the room like a psychic medium. But when someone asks, "What do you want?" your brain short circuits because you spent so long suppressing your needs that eventually you just stopped hearing them. 9. You break down in private, not in front of others. You only fall apart when no one is watching. You cry behind closed doors. You only show emotion when you feel safe enough to collapse, because your role never allowed you to be the messy one. And when the breakdown is over, the mask of, "I'm fine," slips on easily, molded perfectly to every groove of your face from the years of wearing it. It's like it never happened in the first place. The entire breakdown gets shoved into a mental trunk, chained closed, and pushed into the dusty corner of your mind that you pretend doesn't exist. 10. You don't like being taken care of, but you desperately want it. And this contradiction lives rent-free in your chest. You crave softness, support, someone who says, "I got you." But when it shows up, you either freeze, reject it, or overcompensate, because receiving feels equal parts healing and terrifying. And 11. You struggle to relax in relationships where things are healthy. Healthy feels unfamiliar. Unfamiliar feels unsafe. Unsafe feels like something must be wrong. So, your body stays on alert even when nothing is actually happening. Or you accidentally gravitate towards unhealthy relationships because chaos feels like home. It's what you're used to. If you're sitting there, seeing all the dots of your past and present, all connecting, don't be afraid. Take a pause. Allow yourself to process what I'm sure is a mix of new info and something you kind of already knew deep down. These aren't random quirks. They're not just how you are. They're patterns built on top of childhood survival, and they make perfect sense once you understand the role you were given. And the worst part about parentification, a lot of you don't just suffer because of the role you were given. Part of you is attached to it, not because you loved it, but because it kept you safe. So let's break it down. First, the role gave you identity. When you grew up being the mediator, the rescuer, the problem solver, the stable one, it becomes your entire sense of self. You weren't taught who you were taught what you were useful for. So now, as an adult, when someone says, "Just relax," just let someone help you, just take a break, It doesn't feel peaceful. It feels like if I'm not the strong one, then who am I? And that's terrifying. The role also gave you purpose. Being the responsible one wasn't just a burden, it was a job you did well. It gave you a sense of meaning. Even now, helping people gives you a hit of, I matter. I have value. I'm needed. That's not weakness, that's conditioning. But it also makes letting go of the role feel like losing your purpose. It also gave you safety. When you grew up managing other people's emotions, the rule was simple. If I can keep everyone else okay, then I'll be okay. That rule doesn't just disappear just because you turned 18. Your nervous system still believes keep the peace equals safe. Fix the problem equals safe. Stay in control equals safe. Be useful equals safety. So, when someone says, hey, you don't have to do that anymore, your body doesn't hear freedom, it hears danger. The role also came with praise, and praise is addictive. Even if your childhood was stressful or chaotic, you probably heard things like, you're such a big help. You're the only one I can trust. You're so mature. You're wise beyond your years. Praise hits differently when you rarely got attention otherwise. It feels like love, it feels like connection, it feels like stability. So of course, part of you doesn't want to put the role down. It's the only version of you that's ever been celebrated. It also means that we have to let go and grieve the childhood we didn't have. This is the grief nobody prepares you for. Letting go of the role doesn't just mean stepping back. It means acknowledging you didn't get to be a kid. You didn't get to be carefree. Your needs didn't get met. You carried too much, and you were tired way too early in life. And grieving something you never had hurts in a way that's hard to describe. So instead of grieving, a lot of people cling to the role because it's easier than admitting what they lost. You're also scared. It means people will stop loving you if you stop being useful. Now, this one hits deepest. Because as a child, love and usefulness were intertwined. You learned, people like me when I'm helping. People rely on me because I'm strong. I stay safe by being needed. So the idea of stepping back, setting a boundary, letting someone else handle their own life, your brain translates that into, they won't need me. If they don't need me, will they stay? And that fear keeps the role glued to your identity long after the danger is gone. And beneath all of this is a very tired child who just wants permission to rest. You've carried this role for so long that you don't realize the part of you who's terrified to put it down is the part of you who had to grow up too fast. That child is still on duty, still watching, still trying to earn love, still trying to keep everyone safe. They don't know it's okay to stop. Not yet. And I want you to hear this next part clearly, because it's for you. Putting the role down doesn't mean you're abandoning anyone. It means you're finally coming back for yourself. And before we go any further, I want to share something. Not to shift the focus, but to let you know I'm not speaking from some distant clinical tower. I grew up in this role too. I was that kid, the mom of the friend group, the fixer, one who handled everything for everyone. My friends had never seen me cry or panic. I didn't let myself fall apart, not even a little. I had to be strong, perfect, smart, calm, mature, reliable. And for me, it came from instability. Divorce, bouncing between houses, watching both my parents try to rebuild their own footing while I tried to stay steady for everyone. I didn't want to worry anyone. I didn't want to add to the chaos. So I slipped into the role without even realizing it. And honestly, I loved the praise being the responsible one, the mature one, the you've got it together one. It felt good, safe. It took me a long time to recognize that wasn't a personality trait. That was a survival role I learned before I even understood what roles were. And even now, I still catch myself slipping into old habits, trying to fix, trying to hold things together, trying to carry more than I need to. But the difference is, I catch it, I pause, and I choose differently. Not always perfectly, but intentionally. I'm sharing that because I want you to know I get it. Not academically, emotionally, personally. You're not alone in this. And with that, let's talk about how to actually start putting this role down without feeling like the entire world will collapse once we do. Here's the truth you might not want to hear, but you need to hear. You can't drop the role all at once. Your nervous system would freak out. For someone who grew up being the responsible one, letting go feels like taking your hands off the steering wheel at 80 miles per hour. So, instead of ripping the roll off like a band-aid, we're going to loosen it, carefully, deliberately, in small ways your body can actually handle. Let's start with something simple, something doable, something real. 1. The responsibility filter. What's mine? What's not mine? What did I inherit that doesn't belong to me? So, when you feel that urge to fix, solve, or step in, I want you to pause and ask, is this mine to carry? Not, am I capable? Would I do it better? Do they need me? Because the answer for all of that is going to be yes for you. No, the question is this mine? Most parentified adults carry things that belong to partners, friends, siblings, coworkers, strangers, their parents' unresolved wounds, their family's emotional weather. If the answer is it's theirs, or it's shared, or even I want to help but I don't actually have to, you're allowed to step back. The goal isn't to never help again. The goal is to help from choice, not from compulsion. We are working to give you your freedom of choice back. Okay, next is the 60-second clock out. We're back to that metaphor, okay? It's a tiny ritual to tell your nervous system the shift is over. So, once a day, literally just once, I want you to do this. Pause. Put your hand over your chest or your stomach and quietly say, I'm off the clock. That's it. You don't have to feel ready. You don't have to feel safe. You don't have to feel anything. This is about teaching your body a new role. Just because someone needs something doesn't automatically mean I'm responsible. It won't feel natural at first. It won't feel comfortable. It won't feel like you. That's the point. It's new. But if you do this every day, eventually your body starts to recognize, oh, we're allowed to stop. We're allowed to rest. We're allowed to not be on edge. This tiny ritual plants the seed. I'm off the clock. 3. Let someone be disappointed. Not in a cruel way, in a boundary-building way. It's not fun, but it's life-changing. Let someone be slightly disappointed in you. Just a little. Not devastated, not abandoned, not harmed. Just mildly disappointed. Maybe you say no when you usually say yes. Maybe you respond a little later instead of immediately. Try letting someone figure out something for themselves. Don't jump in to fix the moment a problem appears. Stop cushioning everyone's emotional reactions. Your body will scream the first few times. It'll feel wrong, dangerous, like you broke a rule. But the second time gets easier. And the 10th time, your brain starts learning. People don't leave me when I'm not perfect. The world doesn't collapse when I stop over-functioning. This is how you slowly retrain safety. 4. The little you permission slip, because the child in you is still bracing for the worst. So this is similar to our second one. You're going to place your hand on your chest or stomach again. And I want you to imagine the younger version of you, the one who wore the in charge badge, standing there, tired, overwhelmed. And I want you to tell them, thank you for everything you carried. You don't have to do that now. I've got it from here. You're not erasing them. You're relieving them. You're telling them something nobody ever told them. You're allowed to rest. Okay, now we've got the last one. Bare minimum rule. Do less. Let enough be enough. Parentified adults have one speed. Extra. Extra helpful. Extra responsible. Extra aware. Extra accommodating. Extra prepared. Extra involved. So, try this instead. Do the bare minimum. Seriously. Not as avoidance, as practice. Practice doing just enough. Practice not over-functioning. Practice letting other people carry their share. Your body may panic, but your life won't fall apart. This is how the role loosens, in tiny shifts, not huge leaps. That's how you teach your body you're safe now. These exercises aren't meant to fix decades of conditioning overnight. They're meant to give you a starting point, a way to begin stepping out of a role you were never meant to stay in forever. Because you weren't meant to be the family therapist, or the crisis manager, or the emotional sponge, the fixer, the glue. You weren't meant to hold everything together. You were meant to be a child. And you deserved the childhood you didn't have. So now, as an adult, you deserve rest, support, help, softness, space, and a self that isn't defined by responsibility. Before we wrap up tonight, I want you to sit with one thing. You were never meant to carry all that. Not at that age. Not with that tiny body. Not with that little heart trying so hard to be bigger than it was. You weren't built different. You were adapting. You were surviving. You were doing the best you could in a situation a child should have never been responsible for. And the patterns you still carry, the guilt, the hyper-independence, the exhaustion, the perfectionism, the caretaking, fear of letting anyone down, those aren't flaws. They're echoes. The leftover shape of a role you stepped into before you even had the language to name it. But here's the part I want you to really hear. You don't have to stay in that role anymore. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to mess up. You're allowed to not have the answers, to not be the strong one every single day, to let people take care of you, to have needs, real, messy, human needs. And you're allowed to lay down the responsibilities that were handed to you long before you were ready. That child in you, one who never clocked out, they deserve to go home. They deserve warmth, softness, safety, and play. They deserve a life that isn't built around holding everyone else together. And you deserve a life where your worth isn't tied to your usefulness, where your value isn't measured by how much you can carry, where you don't have to earn rest, overperform to feel love. You're not broken. You're not failing. You're not too much. You're just a human who learned to survive in a way that worked back then and is no longer needed now. So, for tonight, as you settle in and your thoughts start to quiet, I want you to hold on to one simple truth. You don't have to carry everything you used to. Not anymore. You're allowed to choose yourself now. You're allowed to grow in a different direction. You're allowed to build a life where you're supported, not stretched thin. And even if you only allow yourself one gentle breath of relief tonight, that's enough. You've done more than enough. So let your shoulders drop. Let your mind soften. The weight you've carried for years loosen just a little. And for now, it's time to clock out. Loosen your grip, slow your breath, rest your heart. You don't have to be the strong one right now. Just rest. Thanks for spending a few quiet minutes with me tonight. This is Midnight Clarity, where your mind gets softer, your thoughts get kinder, and you get to breathe again. Sleep well. Hey, before you go, just a quick reminder. If you're in Texas and looking for a therapist, you can book with me at embarkhealingtherapy.com. Midnight Clarity is for reflection and education, not therapy or personalized advice. If you're struggling or need support, please reach out to a licensed mental health professional or local emergency services. I hope you found clarity tonight.